So Swift just threw shade at XRP, but what they say actually proves that XRP might win, and we're going to go over that right now. One of the first things the article mentions is that Swift says tokenization is not an upgrade. Swift says that tokenization isn't some huge upgrade, but that doesn't really matter because new tech always feels small until people start using it. For example, think about when smartphones first came out, right? People said, why do we need smartphones? Why do we need these little things for? Why do we need smartphones? But guess what? Now everyone is what? Using them. I'm using my iPad, and we all have phones that we use every day. Now, why does all this matter? Well, people always downplay new technology at first, but if it becomes useful, in this case, if XRP becomes useful, it will win. Point 2 that the article mentions is Swift said big talk doesn't beat real adoption. So a big company can say we are the best at XYZ, right? But if nobody is using their product, does that really make them the best? For example, if a restaurant, let's draw a restaurant. Yay, food. Sorry for the terrible drawing. So if a restaurant says they have the best food, but again, nobody ever eats there, then clearly they are not. Here's why it matters. It matters because real usage always beats opinions. Same for XRP. If people actually, here comes the word again, use it, it will win. Point 3 the article makes is Swift says what people use becomes the win. At the end of the day, the tech people, right, actually use is the one that wins, not the one people argue about. What does that mean? Well, at the end of the day, whatever the tech people use the most is the one that wins, obviously, not the people that just argue about it. That makes absolutely no sense. Example, if one video game looks good, let's say GTA, right? Let's say if Grand Theft Auto looks good and cool, but everyone actually plays a different game. Let's say, what do people play? Resident Evil. The game people play the most is the winner. Okay? That is what this means. In this case, why does it matter? It matters because adoption, XRP adoption, as we spoke about before, decides the winner. Not headlines, not debates. So whatever Swift is talking about in this article, they have no idea because XRP has not been fully adopted yet. But slowly but surely, we see companies and institutions slowly adopting the XRP system. Point number 4, Swift says in the article that Swift talking doesn't stop XRP's progress. Well, Swift, right? Swift can say whatever they want, but they can't stop companies and banks from choosing the better tech. And in this case, the direct competition of Swift would be XRP. If one kid, right, in school says a new backpack is not cool. Let's say he has a Star Wars backpack, right? But then everybody buys it. Let's say everybody just purchases that same backpack. His opinion, this guy, doesn't matter anymore because the majority bought that backpack that is supposedly not cool. Now, why does this matter? Once people start switching to better tools, in this case, XRP over Swift, right? The old system can't just talk their way out of it, because this one is actually slowly but surely being adopted by big institutions and performing progress little by little each day, month, and year. While this system here is slowly not adopting anymore and will succumb to new challengers. Last but not least, point number 5 that they finally make at the end of the article, Swift says if XRP works better, apparently, then I guess people will pick XRP. So what they're saying is if XRP can move money faster and cheaper than Swift, people will eventually choose it. That's obviously the correct idea, right? Because everyone picks what works better and more efficient. For example, if two water fountains are side by side, let's pretend this is, the little thing with the water coming out, right? The little thing with the little water dispenser coming out. Pretend these are two water fountains, okay? One is slow, but the other one is super fast. Everyone chooses, obviously, the fast one because this one doesn't bother to adapt to their new situations and to new challenges that arise. So why does it matter? Why does 0.5 matter? It matters because humans will always pick convenience. Better tech, boom, better tech wins all the time. Everybody wants the new iPhone. Everybody wants the new Samsung. Everybody wants the new XYZ. When XRP fully adopts, that would be the better tech. And it will be in so much demand that Swift would be probably really pushed aside and XRP would most likely be. So what is the final thoughts of what we just went over? Well, Swift, right, can say tokenization isn't a big upgrade. But if XRP, right, actually gets used in real life, in real time, and in everyday human payment systems and just everyday life, then XRP becomes the winner. I want to give a thank you to people that viewed this video. Please give a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. I will be creating more content similar to what we just did today. So if you like it, again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll always keep you posted on all of the XRP updates through shorts and long forms. Thank you so much, and until next time.